then Matthew continues, woe to them that are with child. So that kind of changes the subject. Mark. But woe to them that are with child. Luke. In 17, that's the end of the verse, goes into remember Lot's wife. Luke 21. There is woe to them that are with child here in Luke 21, but that's 2 verses later. Before that, it says, let them which are in the midst of it depart out, in the midst of Jerusalem. And let not them that are in the countries, surrounding countries, enter into Jerusalem. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. Then woe to them that are with child. So I'll have all that extra from Luke, and then I'll go into combining all three. Just Luke. And let them which are in the midst of it depart out, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. All three are the same. Matthew continues, but pray you that your flight be not in the winter. Mark, and pray you that your flight be not in the winter. Luke. Oh, that's not in Luke. It just goes right into, for there shall be great distress in the land, wrath upon this people. That statement is just not in Luke. So this is Matthew and Mark only. So I'm going with Mark and only. And the rest should be the same. Pray you that your flight be not in the winter. Yep, the same. Matthew continues, neither on the Sabbath day. Mark, that's not in Mark. And I know this whole statement is already not in Luke, so this is only Matthew. For then shall be great tribulation. Mark, for in those days shall be affliction. It's underlined and explained at the end of the verse as tribulation, so I guess I could choose between the two. Luke, for there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. Tribulation from Matthew, affliction from Mark, or great distress from Luke. I don't know if it'd be a good idea to use great combined with tribulation, because that is part of the misunderstanding or the argument. Is there the rapture before the Great Tribulation, but after some regular tribulation? Or just not as great tribulation? There's tribulation, then Great Tribulation, then God's wrath. And where's the rapture? Is it before all? In the middle? So I think I'm going to leave great distress as the same as tribulation. That way I could either have tribulation and great distress, or tribulation or affliction, or maybe both and great distress, or I'll just choose one of the three. I think in those days is the most explained, as opposed to just then, or there will be. So I'm going to go with that. 4 is all three. In those days from Mark. That's what I'm going to go with. Matthew shall be great. Oh, look at that. It says great tribulation. Okay, well, I guess that answers the disagreement. Mark shall be affliction. That seems like the weakest of the words explained here. Luke, shall be great distress. Okay, so shall be is all three. Affliction is the weakest. Luke actually has two things mentioned: great distress in the land and wrath upon this people, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword. Mark, affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation. Matthew, such as was not since the beginning of the world, no nor ever shall be. So Matthew and Mark just go right into such as was not from the beginning of the creation. I guess Luke is the one with the most descriptive wording. And wrath upon this people, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and they shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. All that is extra in Luke. So, what to go next, though? I think I'm going to start with the land. Great distress in the land. Or I'll take off the great and combine that with tribulation. There shall be distress in the land and great tribulation and wrath upon this people. Because the tribulation is to the people. I guess you could say the land means the country, which is the people. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to combine Mark and Luke. So that instead of great distress, it'll say affliction and distress, or distress and affliction. Then I'll have and great tribulation and wrath upon the people. Yeah, distress and affliction. I need another and from somewhere. But woe to them that are with child. Woe to them that are with child. And woe to them with child. Okay, I skipped the and from Matthew. Affliction from Mark. Matthew and now Luke, great distress in the land. And now from Matthew, great tribulation, and I need another and wrath upon this people. I'll have the and here be from Mark. That way it's clear it's a change of wording or change of location. And now Luke, wrath upon this people.